You missed on the top and the bottom line, but Carl referenced the cash flow numbers better than expected. You talk about this being a quarter that you move towards stability. Give me some perspective on the quarter from you as you look at it.
Yeah, well, as you know, and as we've talked over the quarters, operating cash flow has been our focus. We went to the capital markets. We asked for a big number. They gave it to us, and our objective is to make sure that we
pay it back for the quarter
and get our balance sheet exactly where it should be. So yes, we're positive. We view it as a bit of a turning point with respect to the cash flow generation, and it is a big deal to us. And yes, stability is the word of the day for us. In a world where supply chain constraints grab you every other week, every other month, you have to build a production system, engineering system that prizes stability, and ultimately it serves our customers.
Let's talk about 737 MAX, and in particular, Michael O'Leary. You know him well from Ryanair. You've known him for a number of years.
I do.
Look, they had their earnings earlier this week, and he pretty much came at you guys guns blazing, saying what's going on with the MAX. In particular, they have a number that they expect delivered, I think 200, and he said, and I quote, if there's any delay in delivering 21 of those 200 Boeing aircraft, we think that will be inexplicable and unacceptable. The implication here is that you guys have intimated to them you may not be able to deliver the full complement of airplanes that they're expecting.
Yeah, it's first of all, we're not in a fight. He's right. And we need to build a predictable delivery system. And right now, it's not nailing it. And so, look, our objective is to get to stability where each and every delivery is perfectly predictable. In the supply chain world we're living in right now, that is difficult. But we're not going to be in a fight with Michael. Michael's right. And the good news is it's a reflection of the demand he sees.
So there's no issue with meeting the cadence of deliveries that they're expecting?
Well, there is an issue with respect to predicting it perfectly, and if you miss by a week with Michael, you're off, and that's what we have to live up to.
Dave, Jim's got a question for you.
Yeah, Dave. First, congratulations. Obviously, I think that you had a big sea change after the air show. Obviously, your planes are very much in demand. The president will be speaking to President Xi. It looks like that your competitor is not Airbus, but actually the country of France, with Macron directly getting orders for countries and making a big appeal in China. What would you say if you were advisor to President Biden about talking to Xi to get those orders so that they don't all go to France?
Well, look, Jim, it's the perfect question. We are in the midst of geopolitical tensions, without a doubt. We congratulated the French when they did do their deal. We hope that we can get a constructive discussion going between our country and China with respect to trade and the free trade we've enjoyed. We've always had a view that our trade with China is free and fair, and we've stood by our customers in China. We'll continue to do so. So, yeah, I agree with you, and I hope and will encourage our administration to do business with China with respect to aviation and Boeing.
You know, Dave, I'm very impressed with free cash flow, very impressed with what I think is going to be a very good cash number by the end of the year. People have always been worried that, well, a secondary, that a big offering is in the midst. But right now, with the momentum you have, with the possibility the FAA is going to make some approvals, it'll be very exciting. It looks like to me that you got clear sailing, at least for the next 4 quarters. Is that fair?
It's definitely, in contrast to the last 4 quarters, a fair statement. I will never consider a quarter going forward as a free, sort of a free pass. But yeah, things look a lot better for us, a little more predictable on a lot of fronts. We have cert activity going on with our airplanes. We're confident and feel good about how that's going. The FAA relationship has been constructive. So these are all things that are favorable for us in thinking about our move forward. So, yeah, I think it's a fairly good representation of what we see.
Dave, talking about relationships, you've got the machinists in St. Louis. You've got 3 plants down there in the St. Louis area where you are. It's your defense business. Yep. And they have said, we're going on strike Monday. Can you avert a strike? Because right now they're asking for hefty increases in both compensation as well as retirement benefits.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that. This is a reflection of the macro world we're in. High inflation numbers they read about every single day in their newspapers. They do have high expectations, and we feel like we have made a very strong offer, certainly with respect to any historical context. but even in a high inflationary environment. So we're disappointed in the vote, without a doubt. We will continue to work with them to get to resolution, and we will prepare for any disruptions that ultimately come about. So,
what are those contingency plans?
Well, contingency plans are to minimize disruptions with our federal government customer, make certain they're aware of each and every delivery as we look forward.
But they could be delayed, obviously.
Oh, for sure. There's no question they can and would be. So our job is to manage that risk financially. This is not the biggest exposure in the world, but any rift we have with our employees, I view as a significant thing, and we have to get ahead of it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.